jet. Wow. Wow, it's Hello guys, it's your boy Ahmad. Welcome to another reaction video. How are you doing? I hope all of you are doing great. Today guys, I'll be reacting on a video. The title of the video is called Finally Three Kowsar fighter jet delivered to Iran's Air Force. Wow. Kowsar. Let's check it out guys. Wow, it's really amazing. Really nice fighter jet. Wow. Wow, it's really amazing.
Three Kowsar fighter jets were delivered to Iran's Air Force on Thursday morning, in the presence of Minister of Defense and Armed Forces Logistics. Three Kowsar fighter jets were delivered this morning in the presence of Brigadier General Amir Hatami, Minister of Defense and Armed Forces Logistics, Major General Said Abdolrahman Mousavi, Commander-in-Chief of the Army of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Brigadier General Aziz Nasirzadeh, Commander of the Army Air Force, and Mohammad Baker Nabakht, head of the Plan and Budget Organization. Kowsar is an advanced fighter with a close air support mission built entirely locally and puts Iran among few countries with the technology to design and build fighter jets with avionics systems and fourth-generation fire control.
Wow.
The aircraft will be converted into two single-cab and two-cab types, which in addition to combat capability, will be used to train pilots in advanced stages. Iran's Air Force in Tehran and the Defense Industries Organization in Isfahan jointly manage the production line of Kowsar fighters. The Three Kowsar is an Iranian fighter jet based on the American Northrop F-5. The aircraft is equipped with new fourth-generation avionics in combination with an advanced fire control system. Western analysts have described the plane to be inefficient as a weapon, but having potential for training a new generation of Iranian fighter pilots. According to the Iranian state media, this fighter jet has advanced avionics and multi-purpose radar, and it was 100% indigenously made. It also uses digital data networks, a glass cockpit, heads-up display, HUD, ballistic computers and smart mobile mapping systems. There was a ceremony that inaugurated the launch of the Kowsar assembly line at the Iran Aircraft Manufacturing Industries Company, with at least 7 being made. President Hassan Rouhani was present as he inspected the Kowsar in the Defense Industry Day event celebration in Isfahan. The Iranian press acknowledged that the design for the Kowsar is based on the Northrop F-5, but also lauded it for being the first fighter jet manufactured from the ground up by a Muslim nation and referred to it as a fourth-generation fighter. There were reports of a crash by an Iranian-operated F-5 days after the Kowsar's existence was announced. Export. On November 26, 2018, Brigadier General Abdolkarim Benitarafi, head of Iran Aviation Industries Organization, IAIO, announced that Iran was ready to export the Three Kowsar jet and had agreements with Russia, China and Indonesia. Design. The Kowsar, like the Sega and the Azurich, was made based on the frame of the F-5. Iran is once again showcasing its capability to manufacture fighter jets domestically. However, these jets are heavily based on vintage U.S. airframes, and the Islamic Republic of Iran Air Force (IRIAF) fleet still consists of mostly antiquated aircraft. Iran's Tasnim news agency reported that 3 new domestically built Three Kowsar jets were delivered to the military. In a ceremony marking the delivery, military officials once again hailed Iran's self-sufficiency in building military aircraft. While described by Tasnim as a fourth-generation all-indigenous interceptor jet, the Kowsar appears to be a refurbished third-generation American-built F-5 fighter jet. Iran still possesses several of these jets that were purchased during the reign of the last Shah. The unveiling of the Kowsar in August 2018 was heavily scrutinized by analysts since the fighter's airframe is identical to that of the two-seater American F-5F, rather than a wholly original indigenous Iranian design. The Kowsar is heavily based on the F-5F airframe, although likely with new avionics and additional upgrades. It is also the latest in a long line of Iranian-built F-5 derivatives such as the preceding Hisa Azarich, first introduced in 1997, and Hisa Sikit, introduced in 2007. The IRIF's arsenal mostly consists of warplanes left over from the Shah's enormous military acquisitions in the 1970s. Tehran has, quite impressively, managed to keep many of the sophisticated F-14 Tomcats it bought then operational to the present day. By doing so, it disproved Western news reports in the 1970s that presumed Tehran could not keep these warplanes operational without continuous American maintenance and technical support. In 2007, the US decided to completely shred its entire fleet of iconic Tomcats out of fear that spare parts could end up on the black market, where Iran could acquire them. Nevertheless, the IRIF remains a largely antiquated air force. And while Tehran repeatedly touts its ability to build what amounts to upgraded F-5s, it still wants the option of purchasing much more modern fighter jets in the near future. In October, the United Nations embargo on Iran is scheduled to expire as agreed upon under the 2015 Iran nuclear deal. The Trump administration vehemently opposes this and is scrambling to have it extended indefinitely. Iran's ambassador to the UN Majid Ravanchi insists that extending the embargo would be a very big mistake and warned that if this happens, Iran will not be under constraint as to what course of action it should take. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is particularly adamant that the arms embargo must remain in place. On June 23, he tweeted that, if the embargo expires, Iran will be able to buy new fighter aircraft like Russia's Su-30 and China's J-10. With these highly lethal aircraft, Pompeo went on to claim, Europe and Asia could be in Iran's crosshairs. The US will never let this happen. Pompeo's tweet included a map showing the respective ranges of the J-10 and Su-30SM, albeit if, as journalist Seth J. Frantzman pointed out, they were to take a one-way trip. While Iran might indeed consider purchasing new Russian or Chinese fighters for its aged air force, that's if the embargo expires, and if Tehran can even afford to make any significant procurements anytime soon, it wouldn't likely use its air force in such a way, if history serves as any indicator. The IRIF never operated its warplanes far outside Iran's frontiers aside from daring airstrikes deep into Iraq during the Iran-Iraq War.
This generation, wow. Wow, that's the end. You see, this Kowsar is really developed and more high tech because two pilots can be on that fighter jet. It's for the training of the new upcoming R, RF RIFC, the new pilot for the new fighter jets of Iran. Wow, it's kind of amazing, really nice, really amazing. This is really an upgrade. Wow, salute to Iran, man. You know, it's really amazing. They are really working hard inside, developing a lot of fighter jets. Wow, this is really nice. This is really nice for the IFR. Wow, That's really nice. That's the end of the video. Please, if you like this video, like and share, subscribe. Don't forget to join the family. Love you guys. See you in the next